$0 to $10,000 with an agency in under a month. This is how I did it. What is going on, guys? Sebastian here today, and in this video I'm going to explain to you guys how I took an agency from generating $0 in income a month to generating over $10,000 monthly. So over the past month I have began to start a digital marketing / web development agency, and over the past month I have generated over 10 grand with the agency, and I have done that through a number of skills that I've mastered. So in this video I'm going to try to explain how you guys can go from making like $0 to generating $10,000 like that. And the $10,000, it's not like it was spread out over the course of a few weeks. It was in the time frame of 3 days that actually happened. The rest of the month I didn't even have to talk to any other clients because I had already made the income. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here's a bank like a deposit slip as well. You guys can check that. It says that's almost 10 grand, and that's just from one client. I have another one that paid me over 1,500, and then another one that paid me more, so that's over 10 grand, and I just wanted to show that for proof. So what happened? How did that happen? Because this was a business that started and made no money, and it's not like I scaled like this. Went from making no money to jumping to getting deposits like I just showed you right there, and that money's in my account now. It's my money. So how did that happen? How did I, an 18-year-old kid, go from doing $0 with an agency to something like this? Now, it's very simple. A lot of people think it's something too complex that they can't ever do, when in reality they're lying to themselves because they fear getting let down, and they fear getting denied, like when they go into talk to businesses and stuff. When in reality, I did this because I sort of shut down my whole emotional side of things and understood this is what I want to do. I want to build websites for people. I want to manage their Instagram, manage their Facebook page, run ads for them. This is what I want to do. I want to have a stable income to where I don't have to continuously reach out to new clients, but I still do, obviously, but it doesn't have to be on a main priority, and I don't have to continuously do tons of new things to still make money. I can generally take care of the same clients and make a substantial amount of income. So how can I do this? And that's when I decided this was what I needed. This was the tool out of worrying about income forever. And I put my emotions aside of this business so that I can do everything I want. So the problem when people are trying to build a new client's website or build someone's social media presence up or run ads for someone, their problem is they fear the rejection. They fear that they're going to, in this meeting, they're going to get rejected. And that fear that you're feeling inside is displayed throughout how you're acting, your persona, your actions, and your voice, everything. Like the tone of your voice. If you're talking all quiet and you're like, yeah, so this is what I can do for you guys, I can build your website and like stuff like this, and it's not a very confident voice, you're gonna display a sign of weakness and a sign of insecurity. But if you talk in a tone like I'm doing right now, hello, I'm Sebastian Esqueda, I own a digital marketing agency, and I have worked with tons of clients to build websites for them, as far from photography businesses to fitness equipment to construction sites, and I'm basically in this meeting just to understand what you need help with for your business. I'm in no way here to pitch you anything. I'm just here to understand what problems you guys have and how I can solve those for you. So that is definitely a better tone than, yeah, so I'm Sebastian and I'm a web developer. I basically build websites for clients, and yeah, that's kind of about it. Like there's a difference in the tones right there, and it's subtle, but it definitely does make a difference. So you have to be confident, and you have to just set the emotions aside for a bit and focus on what you want to achieve. And when you understand, like, okay, I need financial success and make it a necessity. I need financial freedom, not success, financial freedom, and I need to develop clients to where I can produce results for them on a regular basis. When you understand that, and then you go in, not with the intent to sell them, but with the intent to drive more business, more traffic to their business, and more revenue to their business. When that's your mindset, and when you truly believe that, client meetings get very easy when you know you can produce results for them. It goes from being nervous to being anxious because you know what you do works, so it's easy to get in with them and have the meetings with them and close the clients just because you know what you can do and you know that it does benefit them in a positive manner. So that's where I sort of suggest people move towards. That's how their mindset should be when they are getting into wanting to start generating income, because going from $0 to $10,000 is not something that can happen in a month. It's something that can happen in a day. You can have one client meeting where you talk to him and he ends up wanting to sign a deal with you and pay you 10 grand to develop a website, or pay you 5 grand to manage their social media, which 5 grand from one client every single month, that's over 50 grand a year. That's 60 grand a year just from one client. So that's a $60,000 deal per year that you just signed from one day of like a one-day meeting. It's very simple to do this amount of income. A lot of people just overcomplicate things. They think that their emotions and their fear is like more valuable than their future and their success and their financial freedom, when in reality it's minuscule compared to what they want in life. You have to understand that. Fear is temporary. Having all these doubts and stuff is temporary. It's your brain having a little protection mechanism to make sure you don't get out of your comfort zone. When in reality, if you're in your comfort zone, if you're not nervous every single day, you're doing stuff wrong. I get in meetings where I'm nervous as hell every single day, or nervous as hell every single time I get into meetings, and that is how I know I'm doing something right. When I get into meetings, I'm not very, like, I'm comfortable with being in them, but I'm also nervous because it's not something I'm normally used to. It's stuff out of the ordinary from me, because I went from working directly all at home, didn't have to ever talk to anyone, to now I have to develop social skills, have to gauge, you know, social dynamics and understand what is proper to say and what is not proper to say, understand proper etiquette, you know, how you should dress when you're getting into meetings, what you should, again, like, say and not say, and all that stuff. So I had to learn that, and in the beginning I probably wasn't the best with meetings, but I still projected what I knew and helped them understand what I could bring to the table for them, with that, you know, without trying to pitch them too hard. It's just basically me saying, I can help you with this and I can help you with that. Let's make a deal happen. So that is how I went from 0 to 10K in the matter. I mean, it took me a few days, but overall, I'm just gonna say 0 to 10K in 1 month or 30 days or something. That should be the title, but that's kind of the gist of it. A lot of people just are so fearful of things, and rejection, mostly just rejection. They fear if they call someone and they say no, that it's the end of the world, when in reality, I enjoy having people kind of reject me, just because, like, fear of rejection is fine for myself. Just because I understand, okay, this guy's not going to get what I want, he's not gonna waste my time. If they don't automatically reject you, that's where it gets kind of bad. If they play you along and then they eventually reject you, that's where it gets bad, because you're not, it's not like a quick thing where you're like, nope, you don't want to work with me, okay, on to the next person. Like, if they drag you along, it wastes way more of your time, and you have to, again, invest more time into them for no apparent reason. So that's why I don't really find having someone reject me very important, or it's not something I fear anymore. It's just part of the game. You know, a lot of people think that failure is the opposite of success, when in reality, failure is basically a stepping stone to become successful. I have failed many times, and that is how I became successful, because when you fail, you then learn from why you failed, you learn how you failed, and you learn why you failed, and then you make sure you never make that mistake again, and you move forward from it. But if you go through your life trying to never fail, you're going to, it's basically like trying to go from point A to point B, and there's only one route. There's like an optional route, but it's highly unlikely. But there's only one bridge you can cross, or you can like jump, but the jump is just way too long. Most people will probably not make the jump. And you're trying not to cross the bridge. Like, you're trying to jump, when in reality there's a simple bridge, and you're literally just trying to jump from A to B. When in reality, failure is that little bridge. So you're on the point A, and you have to fail, and then you get to success. And success is not something you get to. It's something that's developed and that constantly just happens in your life, I believe. So it's one of those things where failure is needed. So make rejection be almost what you want, in a sense, like, sort of. So set up so many meetings and say, okay, I need to have 10 people reject me. So when I offer them my services, 10 people a week, I want them to reject me. So then in that case, now when you're going out to meetings and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll work with you, you're like, dang it, well, I still need someone to reject me. I need 10 people to reject me, so I need to go do another meeting. And then next thing you know, you've signed like 10 clients that week, and you didn't meet your goal for rejection. So now you're like, okay, well, next week I have to add that to my last week's goal, or to my next week's goal, and try to work towards that. And then next thing you know, you're going to have more clients than you know what to do with. That's when you start hiring people. But that's generally what you need to do to start pushing yourself out of the mindset of having the fear of failure and fear of rejection and fear of I don't know, social anxiety in general, like talking to successful business owners, just because they are trying to grow their business. And if you can present yourself in a way that you don't look like a scummy salesman, and you look like a tool that they can use to better their business, and you look like someone that would, and I'm not saying physically, I'm saying this stuff you say, you can convince them that you are not a scummy salesman, but you're actually here to genuinely help better their business. You will go from $0 to $10,000 like that. And I'm not joking when I say like that. Like, you can have one meeting that closes that very easily. $10,000 is not a lot of money in the context of this business, just because that can be something you make in a day pretty easily. Obviously, it requires the work that you have to do, but you can get that money in a day very simply. So that is how you can take a marketing agency from $0 all the way to $10,000 in 30 days. Hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, you can always smash the like button and click that beautiful looking subscribe button below if you have not already. And if you have any comments or questions for this video, you can always drop those in the comment section below. And if you have not already followed my Instagram, I will leave a link in the description. Just promise to not be freaked out when you see it. But other than that, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a great rest of your day.